right, here is a new Toyfinity review. They do the Roboforce figures you've seen before on the thing. And a couple months ago, they did a pre-order. It was only sold via pre-order for premium edition MAXX Steel, or various editions of MAXX Steel in original old-school toy colors. And they came at 3 different levels. I got one of each. The first one is the completely unpainted version. It's much like the Genesis version of MAXX Steel that came out, except it doesn't even have black paint on some of the parts. Like, it is completely, entirely unpainted, and you get a whole pile of unpainted parts in that same kind of beigeish off-white plastic, close to the color of the original toy. So you've got all the kit parts in the regular kit, as well as a MAXX. And you can see, like, here's the gray pieces here are the original Genesis figure, where you got the same type of deal, but it was all in this darker gray, and it had some black bits highlighted on it. These are completely unpainted, so you can customize it however you want with your own paints and make up your own deco. So that was the lower tier one. Stepping up a notch, you've got a painted MAXX here. Look, again, made to look more like his toy. Black and red and like all the different. It's not an exact color match for his original chest piece, but all the pieces colored. There's some pink and blue and yellow and black and red. Some blue on the arms here. Just a little bit more detail. And this one matches, I guess, more of a standard Roboforce release, because a lot of the individual figures will have some paint applications on them, and he's got a few that make him look more like the original MAXX. And then here he is with my custom. Actually, it's not my entire custom. I pulled him apart a little bit to make him the same size. I may do some custom builds for both of them, but with hun-dred, using, again, those Genesis parts, some of the versions of the black version that came out and the red version that came out, and just kind of mix and match a few different kits to make a mostly toy-accurate hun-dred, based on what his old toy looked like. So those two look good together as old-school representations of their original figures, which is cool. However, going a step further, you could get the Ultimate MAXX, and he comes also with some of those parts in the beige, but with the painted details on them, the blue on the ends, and on some of the detailed bits. Again, more of a standard Roboforce kit. Then they had the high-end Deluxe Max, who, as you can see, has a much deeper deco, many more paint applications, and is completely panel lined. Like, you can see the gray and the black here. All the panel lines are done in with the dark gray. And then, I mean, just look at the detail on this. Like, even all the little notches here on the top of his head. And I mean, like there's my thumb. These are not huge, but they've got the whole rainbow of colors here on the top of his head. And there are some differences on the chest as well, aside from the panel lining. Now the yellows in the corners versus the black. Let me focus this again, because that was... There we go. It's got blue in the middle. It's a more accurate chest piece. Some blue on the sides. He's got the whole blue. He's got a light blue and then a dark blue center, whereas here he just had the dark blue center. Just an even more premium paint application on him. And he's a really nice display piece. Like, he's probably just going to go up on the shelf and be displayed as, like, look at this cool guy. And these guys are going to be my pull apart, have fun with standard edition MAXXs. I may pull a couple pieces off of him, but we'll see. But yeah, like I said, these two guys, I specifically remember. I had a couple other ones too when I was a kid, but I definitely remember having hun-dred and MAXX Zero and a couple of these Roboforce guys as a kid. They were fun. They had suction cups on the bottom. So having these two again in decent representations of their old toys is really, really cool. And having this upgraded one is really neat. And he also comes with all those extra bits and pieces, all painted up with all the extra details and panel lining, and just a little bit more premium than that. So there's like let's get all of them in this shot here together. There's just the 3 tiers: the basic, custom, create your own basic MAXX, the standard MAXX, and then the Ultimate MAXX over here. And there's some plans to rebuild them. I'm going to do some videos on some builds someday. I just don't know when. It's just a matter of finding time, because it does kind of hurt my fingers pulling these apart and snapping them all together all the time. So you got all of those. And then on this guy, you got all of these pieces. And what's nice is they came in these bags And these are pieces that I haven't touched yet. All the pieces that have the paint apps, and it was like this for him as well. The painted pieces, the really high-end painted pieces, come individually wrapped in, it's not saran wrap, it's tougher than saran wrap, but it's kind of got that same kind of clingy, sticky wrap feel about it. So you kind of have to, yeah, so you can hear it sticking together, but it's not tacky. Well, I mean, I guess it's slightly tacky, but it's just kind of a very clingy cling wrap. But like I said, stiffer than standard saran wrap. That protects all these pieces, so even though they were shipped in baggies like this, sealed baggies like this, all of the painted pieces are protected from rubbing up against or any of the edges scratching them up. Really nice way of doing it. I wish I'd ordered multiples of this guy. But yeah, really fun. Another great release from them. Like I said, I know some people are looking at these things and going, what the hell? If you like Glyos, they are compatible with the Glyos system, so you get some more parts to build in that. But like I said, these hit a huge nostalgia bone for me, and MAXX especially. So having them all here together, or having him in this version, you can see. I mean, you see, like, he just looks a lot nicer than him versus, you know, the basic non-painted version. They're all fun to play with. My only, I hope they do a hun-dred like this with all of the paint apps, because this guy looks amazing. I'd love to, you know, like, but if I put him next to him, he looks way more advanced in comparison, whereas this guy looks pretty decent with him. So yeah, he's kind of a old. He looks like an old Macintosh come to robot life. He's that off beige of the old Max with, like, back when Apple had that rainbow Apple logo with all the colors on it. I maybe would have liked to have seen, since there's green up here on this bar, I would have liked to maybe have seen some green down here on his chest plate. But all in all, I mean, you really can't argue with that. It's a great, just a really nice premium high-end version of the figure. So yeah, Toyfinity.com. You can find out more about these. They have a store and a blog and keep up to date. I'm not sure what the next release is. I don't think they've announced the next release yet, but hopefully there'll be some more cool Roboforce figures coming our way in 2015. But as it is, there is the MAXX set of figures that they pre-ordered back in like October or something.